Hello, I am Gift and you're welcome to Gift and Couture. So in today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how I made this double layered skirt. Okay, so if this is your first time of coming across my channel, please don't want to like, share, subscribe to this channel so that you can always get notifications whenever I post a new video. And to my old subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to cut the lining. This is how you're going to the lining, fold it like that from that edge. All right, you're going to fold it diagonally, pick from that edge. You can see the white on my hand, so you're going to fold it like that and divide your waist into two, because we are just cutting it once. There is no side seam, it's just a zipper line that you are going to add. Okay, so divide your waist into two and then take it round like this. Let's say your waist is 30 plus your side seam allowance, making 32. All right, so 32 divided by 2, you are going to place your tape just like on these edges and then take the measurement round. Okay, so since you've already measured our waist round, you can see the way I place the tape rule. You are going to go ahead and mark it, then take your tape rule up to that point and then place it there and take the measurement around. This will help you get a nice round shape, like an accurate round shape. Okay, so take it round like this, and then when you are done, you're going to go ahead and cut it out. So when you are done, go ahead and cut it out. So from there, before cutting it out, you can decide to go ahead, place your tape rule down like that on the waistline. Remember what we just measured is the waistline. So you are going to go ahead and measure the length of the lining. For example, if your skirt length is 20, you can reduce the lining to be like 15. All right, or even 14. So in this case, the skirt length is 18, so I decided to reduce it to 12 inches. Okay, so I just measured 12 inches round, so I'm just going to go ahead and measure it and then go ahead and cut it. Go ahead and do the same thing. So this will help you even if you want it to be longer, but make sure the lining is shorter than the actual skirt length. All right, so when you are done, go ahead and notch the center and then go ahead and cross check your waist measurement. You have to do this so that in case you don't want it to have to be too wide, because sometimes when you are cutting something like this, definitely it can be more than the actual waist. So when you are done, go ahead and cross check it and then calculate your actual waist measurement, because this is what we are going to use to cut the skirt. All right, so now this is the length of the lining. Okay, so I'm going to use this to determine the length of the ankara that I'm going to cut. So on this, I have to measure it and see. So first of all, I've decided that it's 10 inches that I will cut for the ankara. Now this is how to calculate the waist measurement. Let's say waist is 30 times, this is how you're going to cut your fabric, 30 times 2.5. So that means you are multiplying your waist by 2.5. All right, so whatever you have, you're going to write it down, and don't forget the length of the ankara we are using is 10 inches. Okay, so when you multiply it and write down your answers, you can now divide your answers by 6.25. so that's what you are going to use. So 6.25, whatever you have, then you're going to add to the actual length of that peplum. Remember, the peplum is 10 inches, so I got 12 inches after dividing it, so I'm going to add that 12 inches to that 10 inches, making 22. So the length of what I'm going to sew now, the length of the fabric that I'm going to cut is 22. First of all, you are going to fold your fabric into two. Okay, you're folding it, you can see, open it, then fold it back. You are going to place your tape rule and then measure it. Yours might be more than this. Okay, but one thing I want you to know, that it is not compulsory you fold it like this on a full circle. All right, it is not compulsory. So I folded it again into two, making the total of 4. Okay, so I folded it like 4, as if I want to cut peplum. Okay, just like the way you know how to cut peplum. So since we are using 22 as the length, so I'm going to go ahead and place my tape rule like this and then go round. Remember 12 inches, that's 12 plus 10, which is the actual Ankara length, is what I'm going to be using. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark the 12 inches first, which is going to be the actual measurement of the waist length. Okay, take it round like this. Go ahead and do the same thing. Take it round, and then when you are done, you are going to go ahead and measure the actual length. Okay, so this is the 12 inches, and then the next measurement is the actual length measurement. Or instead of going through this, you can just take this thing round, take the tape rule, place it on that edge, and then take it round. Since you are looking for 22, you can just take the 22 round like this. You can see the way I place the tape rule. Just take it round without stressing yourself. Okay, so when you get to that edge, you can now go ahead and cut it out. So from this second line, from the first line down to this second line, that's actually your waist. So go ahead and cut it. You can see the way I'm cutting it. Go ahead and cut it. And then next thing is to place it to see how the length would look like. Okay, so when you are done cutting, you're going to go ahead and slit it out. Now when you open it, you have a whole length of fabric. All right, so this is how you're going to place it. Now this will help you know where the second one is going to be. And note, you don't have to allow the joining to shoot. So the second one has to be inside. All right, so it has to be like 4 inches away. So that's what we are going to do. Let's say from the waistline down to where the actual length is. So you have to calculate it to minus it. Whatever you have on the waist length, you're going to go ahead and mark it. So let's lift up this thing. That means from this point, all right, you can now take the measurement. All right, so mark it there. Just follow this method and then place your tape rule under. So from that point, you'll be able to know where the second layer would be and the length of the second layer. All right, so the next thing, we are going to go ahead and fold the lining into two. Fold your lining into two just like this. Next thing is to go ahead and mark the length of where it's going to be. This will help us to know the full circumference of where the second layer would be. Okay, so just go ahead and mark it round like this. You can see the way I'm doing it. You're going to go ahead and do it, and then when you are done, you're going to turn to the other side and then continue. Without turning, you can now take the measurement. That's from the side seam to where the center is. That means you're going to do it times 2. So whatever you have there, you're going to do it times 2. All right, so let's go to the paper and continue. So now the round circumference of the second layer is 22. So I'm going to do 22 times 2, which is 44. Then 44 multiplied by 2.5. So whatever I have, I'm going to divide it by 6.25. So you're also going to divide yours by 6.25. So after dividing by 6.25, I got 17.5. Then 17.5 plus the length of the second layer, which is 10 inches. All right, so that will determine the length of what I'm going to use. All right, so I don't know if you understand. This is what I mean. The second layer, let's assume yours is 30. 30 times 2, you have 60. 60 times 2.5, whatever you have. All right, you now divide that measurement by 6.25. 6.2 have whatever you have, that's what you use to add to the actual measurement. Let's say the measurement of what you are cutting, the actual measurement of the second layer is 12 inches. You are going to add to it. Okay, so this is how I folded the fabric. Like I said, it's not compulsory for you to fold it into 4. You can either cut it on hairline form. All right, because this method really wasted fabric. So you're going to fold it into 4 like this. Like I said, you fold it into 4. But when I noticed that the material was not going to enough, I had to switch and fold it diagonally, just like the way I cut the lining. Okay, so You can see the way I folded the fabric. So instead of using that 6.5, I had to use 12.5 because the measurement has increased. It has doubled. Alright. So just like this, after doing the calculation, I realized that I actually got like 8. So instead of this, like I said, instead of using that 6.25, I use 12.5. So that means the total of what I got divided by 12.5 instead of 6.25. Alright, instead of, like I said, instead of 2.65, I use 12.5, and then that will help me determine the length of what I'm going to use. And what I got was 8. Alright, so 8 plus the actual length of the skirt, which is 12 inches, I think 10 or 12. So the measurement will now be 8 plus 12. So 8 plus 12, you have 20. So I'm just going to use that measurement. I'll place my tape rule on that edge and then measure 8 inches. So I'll place it there and then measure 8 inches. So after placing, you can still go ahead and place your tape rule like this to know if you are going to get a total of 8 inches. Alright, so since I got it, I decided to place my tape rule back and then take it round. So this is what I mean. Place your tape rule like that, and then mark that 8 inches there, put it back there, and then take it round. Like I said, take it round, but don't remove it from that pointy area, and then go ahead to cut it out. So when you are done measuring, you can now go ahead and measure the length of the Ankara. That is the length of what you are going to use on the second layer. Like I said, it's 12 inches. Go ahead and mark it round. Depending on yours, even if it's yours is 25 inches, just follow this method and then know how to manage your fabric, because this style usually consumes fabric. Alright, and the reason I actually use times 2.5 of your waist, you can reduce it to, let's say, 1.5 of half of your waist. If you don't have enough fabric, you can manage it. So first thing first, I went ahead to sew the edges. This is it. You can go ahead and do outer weaving with it, or you sew it just like the way I'm sewing. Okay, just go ahead and sew it, and then when you are done sewing it, or when you are done weaving it, okay, we can now go ahead and draw your gathers. So let me show you how to draw gathers. You are going to set your fabric on the fastest side and then go ahead to start sewing. So like using industrial machine, I put it in number 5, and when I was done, I started drawing the gathers. So you can double stitch it, or you can actually sew it once. So actually sew it once. If you are not good in drawing gathers, if you are a beginner, you can just double stitch it in case, so that it won't affect you when you are drawing the gathers. Okay, because this thing can be frustrating at times to just cut. So after I was done drawing the gathers, you can see the way I've gone ahead to sew it, and I've also ironed it. Go ahead and do the same thing as well. I'm just going to go ahead and open the lining like this, and then place that on the waistline. Okay, so this is what you are going to do. You are going to go ahead and sew it round. So when you are done sewing, now it's time to go ahead and place the second one. So one thing I noticed after I placed the second one, I realized that the gathers is going to be showing, and that's not the beauty. The beauty of this second layer or third layer is just for it to be hidden. Alright, so that you keep people wondering where is the second layer from and all those stuff. So you are going to go ahead and take it up, and that's what I did. Please be careful so that you avoid this kind of mistake. So just take it. You can see how it covered it. At least the first layer should cover like 3 inches of the second layer. You can see. So leaving it like this, it will affect it when you are walking to be showing, and it's not going to be fine. So the ideal way is just for you to cover it with 3 inches. So since I've marked it, I'm going to go ahead and retrace another line, which is from the edges, I'll go ahead and take it up. That means I've increased it by 2 inches because the first one was 3 inches, so I've increased it up to the total of what I did is like 5 inches. So go ahead and do the same thing round, and you know that this one will also affect the gathers, but thank God I actually cut more. All right, so I'll just go ahead and do it like this round. So this is how you're going to do it. Don't just assume, make sure you use your chalk to trace it. And another thing is for you to be conscious of the seam, you know, the side seam or the zipper line, it has to align with each other so that when you are sewing, the zipper will align with the other side of the gathers. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and sew it. Okay, just go ahead and open it like this. So when you are done drawing the gathers, you can go ahead and weave it. For me, I wanted to finish sewing before doing the weaving. All right, so I'll just go ahead and place it like this and then sew. You can manage the gathers. All right, you can control it. So that's basically it. And then, so this is the outcome. This is what you are going to get if you follow this exact method. You can see after sewing it, if you place the first on it, it will cover properly. All right, even when you turn it to the back, it will not show. So this is exactly what I want you to get. Now next thing is to go ahead and brace the side together because this will be the zipper line. Okay, go ahead and brace it together. Make sure the first line align with the second line on the other side so that when you're fixing your zip, everything will be equal. And then go ahead and sew the lining as well. So when you are done, it's time to cut the band. So for the band, actually use 2 inches. So after cutting your band, you are going to go ahead and fold it. Add your paper stay. So the length of the band, since I want it to be 2 inches, I actually cut it to be 4.5. So after that, I went ahead to put paper stay, and this is the first folding. So you are going to go ahead and fold it this way. So the next folding is going to be the actual length, which is 2 inches. So you are going to go ahead and fold it like this using your tape rule, to maintain the measurement so that you know that you didn't measure 1.2 here and then other side you measure 2 inches. So make sure you use your tape rule just like the way you're seeing on the screen. Go ahead and use your iron to press it. So this is basically how I do my band, whether I use it for trousers, for skirts or anything. This is how I do it. This is how I fold my band. Like I said, make sure you use your tape rule to maintain the measurement all through. So when you are done, you are going to go ahead and fold the band to the other side. So let me just show you. I just want you to see how it's being done. So if this is your first time of coming across my channel, please do well to subscribe, like, share, comment. All right, so when you are done folding, you are going to turn it to other side just like this and then fold this side. So the first half that you've actually folded is where you are going to use to sew from outside to inside, of which I'm still going to show you. This one will just be on the back, on the wrong side. Okay, but note the first line that you folded before folding the 2 inches is what you are going to use, which I'm going to show you. So when you are done, go ahead and fix it on your skirt. So let me just show you how to fix it on the skirt. So bring out your skirt, fold it into 2. You can see I've gone ahead to sew the zipper line. Go ahead and do the same thing. Fold it into 2 and then make sure you notch the center. Also fold the band into 2 and then also notch the center. All right, because that's exactly what I did. Fold it into 2 and notch the center. So after notching the center, you're going to place it, the first folding, like I said, you're going to place it and then go ahead and sew it round. Okay, remember it's the first folding. So when you are done sewing it round, it should look like this. Next thing is to go ahead and turn it to other side and then sew from outside. So when you are done, go ahead and fix your zipper. All right, so the length of the zipper I use, the length of the zip is actually 7 inches. You can increase it to 8 inches or 9 depending on how you are. So after I was done, this is basically it. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe because that's the only way you can support me. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye. I hope this was helpful. So thank you. Like, share, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.